It's a glitch, bro. It's gotta be a glitch. If we all feel that way,
He won't even. Honestly, I was like, don't send it. He didn't even respond to me. He didn't say anything. I think he froze.
oh no.
We lost.
No,
Joe.
you
I was like, oh, that was good. That was
You fucking got me, man.
What's Telosa?
I knew
I don't
it.
think-
That's why I said, "Are we gonna do it?" Because I knew he didn't even want.
Yeah, but just because I don't know about it doesn't mean we can't talk about it.
Well,
It's
he
like
sent us
smart
this thing.
cities.
Yeah, he
Right.
sent us this thing the
What,
other day.
like,
It's
the new one that they're building in
Saudi Arabia. So they actually started
wall?
construction for that too.
I know.
The line. Yeah. Frank and I did an episode about that a while back.
I mean,
And,
dude, it's not nothing unrealistic. It can happen. It's possible.
see-
It's pretty nuts. Listen, as far as the technology that they're saying they're gonna have in it, I don't know. I think that's what they plan on doing in the future because they got a long time till it's accomplished.
Mhm.
But like, who knows?
Gotta
what they're
start
gonna
someday.
do as far as, but this
Well,
is
they're
what I was
saying this
saying.
one's supposed to be open in 2030. It's supposed to house 25,000 people in 2030.
That's not
only
a
like
lot of
7
So
people.
years
these
away.
are what
That's
they-
a
this
that's
is
a
what they're
little
calling-
section, Frank. Like,
Yeah, but that's
This
like
is-
what they're starting with. But even still, it's
Yeah.
only 7 years away, dude. To start a city from scratch to host 25,000 people in 7 years, that's still like cutting it close, I feel like. And they don't even have a location for this place yet. They have like 5 different states where they're thinking about starting it. At least in Saudi Arabia, like that shit already started construction and they're still behind. But what I was going to say is I don't believe what you were saying. Like, so like, I believe that they'll have technology and like things like that, but
they're not gonna have
like, if you
flying
watch-
cars like they showed.
Well,
bro.
no,
there's
not
not gonna
even
be
like
there's not gonna
that.
be soaring tram cars. You know what
I
I mean?
believe that, like, because it's a track and I believe that we have trams and stuff. What I
Trams,
don't
right?
think is,
Along those lines, but there's not gonna be like a hovering. You know, it's not gonna be like a city with floating fucking tree.
well, it wasn't
islands
floating.
and
It was
shit.
on like a track. Like it was like a
I know.
thing
I
above
seen
it.
I seen some pretty wild fucking
I hear you.
versions of it.
But my thing is, so they keep trying to say like, oh, it's gonna be a better city and it's gonna be self-sustainable and it's gonna be this. And to me, it's like they're just making all these promises to make it sound so much better than it's gonna be, just to get people to move there. Because, dude,
It's gonna be
isn't
shit.
that what
bro.
you would
It's gonna
try to
be
do in any
retarded.
city? Wouldn't you
It's
try
gonna
to make
s-
any city efficient? Wouldn't you
It's
try to
gonna it's gonna suck,
like,
bro.
yeah, like they're saying there's going to be no traffic. There's going to be this. That.
Well, hold
like,
up, hold up.
I just don't
hold
see
up,
it
hold up.
being a
First of
city
all,
to answer all problems.
I think we should back up for a second and just talk about the general fact of it being a smart city, because this is going to happen. This is where the future is going. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Okay.
You
They
want- yeah,
started
that's true.
construction already in Saudi Arabia. Now they have a plan now. Listen, it's 2023. I guarantee you that within 7 years, they will start construction here. Yep. It's
Start
going to
construction,
happen
yeah,
by
but I don't think it'll
2030.
be
Hold up.
open.
Hold up. It's not going to be ready because this is like a last resort type of thing. Not last resort. It's going to take a while to do. These smart cities, if it's done the right way, would be fantastic to live in. You know, there's a lot of benefits from it and there's a lot of pros, but there's also a
I'm
lot
with
of
you,
cons.
Joe.
There's a lot of cons as well, but you got to
No,
weigh
I
on
think
both
the
sides.
idea is amazing. I don't think the execution.
Smart
like I
city.
said, wouldn't
That's what it's about. It's to
What are you,
sell the
what are you, a
idea to
fucking
you.
architect. What do you mean?
Exactly.
The
It's
execution.
no,
just
dude,
like-
how many cities have we built already in the world?
Okay, this is
None
a
of
different
them are
style.
fucking like that. Just because, by the
First
way,
of
Joe, do
all,
you know
hold
who's
on.
putting on this project?
Who?
The ex-CEO of Walmart. So you're telling me that the owner of Walmart is going to be able to make a city better than anyone ever? I just
First
don't
of
see
all,
that.
Hold on, wait. It's two main things. Is that the wall on each side
line,
will have
oh.
the line, right? But it's
Yeah, I
you know
got
what
you. I
mean?
got you.
On-
I got you.
It's gonna have mirror facades, which means it's gonna just show reflection, which is the most futuristic thing you could do in the middle of the desert where it's just sun on all sides of it. So it's gonna
Mhm.
have that awesome look to it, futuristic. So they're already false getting you with that, making it seem like it's this really high technology front wall. It's just a mirrored glass.
Mm-hmm.
Second, it's going to run off of renewable energy, which is probably its biggest thing, because that is a big thing. And
Yeah,
if
like the
anything,
turbines and stuff.
that's the main thing that, they're making it like, oh my God, the wall is going to be taller than the Empire State Building all the way down 170 kilometers or whatever the hell, they mile it out to be. And it's just, it's all going to be ran on renewable energy, which is a big thing. It's cool, but like they're making it like it's going to be the super technological, new lifestyle, like you're living on a different planet type shit.
That's what's going to happen. This is where
Well,
the
that-
future's going. This is
Well,
the
that's what they
future.
said
No
about
one's going to
Telosa
be.
too.
But
They-
you're
they
still
said
going to
this
be on
is-
Earth. You're not escaping nothing.
Yeah.
You're gonna go down the fucking road when you come down your 500 floor elevator. A half hour, an hour later, you finally make it down to ground zero, and you're just gonna take a fucking camel all the way into the city, and that's it. You're still
No, but
there. You know what I mean?
see,
And
like,
then you gotta go.
I
Then you gotta
I
go
agree
back
with
to your
that.
fucking thing, wait in line with the other 2,499 people that are there, waiting to go up the half-hour long elevator to your fucking floor.
That's what I was gonna say. Is, like they're saying it's gonna be more efficient, or there's not gonna be traffic based on the way they're doing this. Bro, if you're trying to get 5 million people, or however many they're trying to get in this Telosa, I think it was 5 million people by 2050. Dude, 5 million people is more than you have in San Francisco. It's more than you have in I don't think
they're
in New
like
York,
trying
but
to quadruple the amount of people on Earth, because now they're gonna just stack them.
well, no, because they're
Oh,
saying,
and it's like,
so in the video that I watched, it said that 60% of the world, or more than 50% of the population, lives in major cities right now. So most people in the world more live in major cities than in rural areas. They expect that number to get higher because exactly of reproduction and all that stuff. So that's why they're starting to do these cities, to be able to not have population be a problem, or this is a way to help solve it for right now. But
I don't see
my thing is if there's 5 million people that are going to live there, how is it going to be any different from New York or LA or this, blah, blah, blah? Exactly. When you're going to work and you have to come home, don't tell me there's not going to be traffic. Don't tell me that you're not going to have to wait for all this stuff. Like, it's going to be the exact same as any other city. It's just going to be a more futuristic city. Now, does that mean because they have renewable energy, could they be more efficient in certain things and how they're running, for global warming, for trash, emissions in the air, all that type of shit? Yes, I think that can work out, but I don't see it being a better city in the sense of it's going to be easier to live there. It's going to be, because that was what I was watching in the video. They're saying there's going to be no traffic by the way they're placing the roads. And this tower that's going to be in the center is going to have all the energy from the turbines and this and that. And it's going to gain more energy than the city needs and blah, blah, blah. And I just don't see all that stuff. I don't.
Why not?
Because like I said, how many cities have we built already over time?
Why not?
What's the Dubai? Dubai is one of the newest, biggest, futuristic cities that there is. How come they couldn't figure it out?
I'm sure they
This
could.
is what's going on in Saudi Arabia.
Maybe they just don't want to do it.
Backed
Right.
by Dubai.
I get that.
But I'm just saying,
that too.
The Prince of Saudi Arabia is starting this company to this project to start a new life in Saudi Arabia.
It's not just one, it's the Indian government or whatever, because they're all so rich. And so they decided to make a city that they think they can do more efficient or better.
They look at
again,
hold on, wait. Look at Saudi Arabia and see how their
built.
buildings are so futuristic and everything is so up and coming, right? That's what they're trying to do now. They're just expanding it along the line. And we're obviously getting that idea from them. If we're going to start Telosa and start this in America, that's the way it's going to go. You think it's going to be rural areas from this point on in 20, 30 years? Let me rephrase.
No, I think
Give
it will be
60
more
to 80
city
years.
futuristic. No, I agree. I think
This is
that
where they're
eventually we will
starting.
it'll look more futuristic like we've seen in movies and stuff. I see that.
How do you think it's going to get
But I don't think it'll be
old
more
buildings are just going to
efficient.
turn into future buildings? That's not how it works.
I'm not saying it won't look
construction.
like that, but Danny, you think that they're really going to solve traffic and they're going to solve all these other things?
You have so much doubt, but you're not even looking at the positives about shit. Think about it.
I'm
Think
not
about
saying
it
I'm not looking at the
realistically.
positives. I'm acknowledging that while saying I think they will fix certain things. I don't think that they're going to. The idea of it is good. I don't think everything is going to be executed like that. I don't. Even in phase 3, let's say 100 years from now, after the city is built and they start doing little improvements and trying to whatever, I don't see everything that they're promising being as part of that city. I think it's part of the, hey, look at this shiny new thing message of that they're trying to promote it. So they're trying to like, it's just like when you see like an ad for McDonald's, the burger never looks like how it looks on the fucking commercial. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be like, look at this. It's going to be so cool. And this is going to be all the best stuff. And then you're going to get there and you're going to be like, damn, they promised this, and this didn't fucking happen. It's just another city that looks more futuristic. Like that's what I see more realistically
So
happening,
you see this
especially when
being
we
a
have the same
you see this
people.
being $1 trillion fail
Yeah, absolutely.
before it
Bro,
even
you act like there
starts.
haven't been
Before it even
you act like there
starts.
haven't
Okay,
been
that's
millions
all I'm
of
saying.
construction projects that were started and then
Yeah,
just
no,
left
I get
behind.
that. I
They're
get
already
that.
even saying that the line has been having so much complications with the first stage of construction because they realized that they had to put plumbing and stuff and everything for all the workers that are building the city. So it put them back so far already. They're already talking about that it might be abandoned and it might be something that is just not ever finished because it was too hard to do. That's
right,
not
so
unfathomable in
what do you
construction
think
world.
they
Joe
should
knows
do?
that
What do
too.
you
Joe,
think they
how many
should do?
times you ever found out a company that bid for a job and then they fucking something happened on the job and they were losing too much money and the company went out of fucking business? It happens all the time, dude.
Ain't kidding. It does.
I think the idea is great. I don't think it'll be executed. You're talking about a city that's going to
So
house
then
the
when do you
same
think it's
people
gonna
that
be
live on the
executed?
same
At
earth
what
that
point
we're
do you
in
think it's gonna
now.
be executed?
All of a sudden, these people are going to just choose to be better. They're all going to return their shopping carts just to be nice. No, like I don't see people just changing all of a sudden.
Okay.
I don't know. Listen,
Let's-
it's also going to become a massive tourist attraction. Think of all the people that are
Yes.
going to want to go fucking see it.
Uh-huh.
Imagine trying to live there when you're going to have fucking half the world coming to see the mirrored facade wall.
It's going to be like
called
Disney the first week it
Line.
opened back up after COVID.
All right, so let's just agree with the fact that this is where the future is going, whether it's executed or not.
No, I don't agree that that's where it's going.
I do.
You don't think that this is where we're gonna go?
What giant walled line cities?
No, like
No, cities that are
like smart
Well,
cities
smart cities,
where they
exactly. That are more
incorporate this
efficient.
shit.
What I
Have
think
more
is
population
the cities
available.
we have now will just adapt and adjust. There'll be new buildings.
Right, this
new
is what I'm talking about, smart
modifications.
cities.
Yeah,
think
but
they'll
I don't
actually
think
become-
you're gonna see the lines everywhere. I think Saudi Arabia is just doing a one of a kind
I'm taking
thing.
a step
for
back from that for right now.
I don't wait. Hold on, because I don't think that that's what
I
they
think
were
this
saying.
is
Like, I don't think
totally a
it'll be
tourist
bunch of the
attraction.
lines, but I do think that I don't think it's like a tourist.
Yeah, I
attraction.
think our
this is the
cities will
first
get
stage.
more developed into being futuristic. Absolutely.
I don't. I think they'll get left behind. I think what's the word I'm looking for when something is like
So you think there's gonna be
Abandoned?
new cities?
no, like what's the word like when an invention you don't need to use it anymore. It becomes
Obsolete.
obsolete. I believe that cities like New York, LA, and this and that
Vocabulary
are-
words, boy.
I believe that cities like New York and LA and Texas and this and that are going to become obsolete. I think that in 100 to 200 years from now, we'll have 20 smart cities because look at it. Saudi Arabia started one. We're already starting another one. There's another one that's a different one besides the line that's in Saudi Arabia is
And
doing 'cause they're
another
different
one.
too. So there's 3 smart cities that are already being started now that in the first couple of years of whatever, because I think 2008 was when they first started talking about doing smart cities. So in the first like 10 years, now you already went from 1 to 3. I think in the next 100 to 200 years, we could see maybe 10 to 15 smart cities, and then they won't need cities like New York and LA anymore. And they're going to try to abandon those cities.
Oh,
So
I get
no,
what you're
No,
saying.
but
Smart
how
cities will
would you abandon?
Let me finish.
Think about it like this.
I'm gonna
like
wait. I'm
New
gonna
York
explain.
City.
Let me finish.
I'm gonna explain it.
Because-
Kurt Russell, Escape
wait.
from LA.
Whoa.
I'm
Let me
sorry.
finish my thing.
Oh, did I spoil it for you?
So no, we'll put it this way. If San Francisco is going to host the same amount of residents as this Telosa, but Telosa is like half the fucking square footage or whatever you want to call it, square mileage, right? So you're telling me when they build this smart city, I could take enough people from 2 other cities to house in this city? Well, that's how those cities can be abandoned and demolished and rebuilt. So if you have a smart city that can hold more people in this city than other cities, you can take multiple cities, house them here, and then demolish the stuff that's left back that was, not as up to date and shit. And that's how honestly, that's how we do things like with a lot of buildings nowadays, like in Vegas, certain casinos that are like old and whatever, they'll sell, they'll get imploded, they'll build a new casino on a different spot. But when that one is imploded, the new one's already been built and making money.
Word.
So I definitely could see that.
So the way I thought of it was when you were saying that all these people are going to be living in these like inner cities and stuff, like the outskirts of the cities and the bridges that we have now, the popular cities like out in California, like you have San Francisco, New York, Miami, they're all going to be abandoned. And that's going to be like where the lower class people live, you know, and it's like the outskirts. You don't go out there. It's wild out there. It's the wild, wild west. And there's gonna be no laws.
It's the wow, wow, wow.
There's gonna be no laws, and it's just gonna be like fend for yourself type of shit. And I think, don't get me wrong, I have mixed feelings about these smart cities. I think it has its benefits, but I also think it has its negatives. I think that first of
List
all,
them. What do you think some of the benefits and the negatives are? Talk about it.
okay, so about these smart cities, just and Joe, I'm not talking about like futuristic shit. I'm saying being implemented within the next 30 years. We'll call it 15 years even. We already have places in the city where you can go and either charge your phone or there's like an interactive thing. If you're lost, there's a map of the city. You have these bikes, the chase bikes or the city bikes that you can ride, right? This is means of communication. So now just picture all that stuff slowly being implemented. I'm talking about like street poles and lighting that go on when you walk past them, like sensors. Bus stops and stuff will have a little bit more enclosure to it. It'll always say like when, where, and when the times of the buses are coming and whatnot. And it's like bringing the community together at first, because picture the best possible outcome for this. Let's say there is like a community garden or community food, what are they called? Markets, you know, where you can grow your own food there, because eventually they're going to have grasses and gardens on rooftops if they're going to be building up so much. So you could be part of the community and start growing food like that. Like the different technology and AI stuff that's going to help in real world problems like travel, water, population, medical. Like these are all going to be connected. Climate and research control based on like, I guess if they have weather stuff in the air. And the electronics could regulate traffic and shit. So like somebody was saying before, even at like, Frank was saying it, when you get out at 5 o'clock and you got to go all the way downtown, if it's 15 minutes downtown, like similar to the line, but Telosa is going to be 15 minutes from everything. So you're going to be only 15 minutes away from a major, I guess, city center. And then the residential is going to be on the outside of that.
But how is that going to be better if
Because
in New York you have 10,000 people on one block and there's already lines everywhere? But here you're going to have 30,000. I'm just using a random number. Like let's
that's
just
a really
say from
large
one
number
block,
though.
okay, let's just say from one city block you can host 2,000 people in New York City.
Okay.
That means Telosa is going to house 4,000 people in one block for a US city. How are they going to make it more efficient to have less wait? So like if you're having more
wait time,
yeah, like WAIT, not W.
Because they'll be able to regulate
like
traffic. So they'll have shuttles and stuff. There's not going to be any traffic. There won't be any cars.
Wait, why would that be more efficient?
Because
you're saying more people in a less area. So like, just because I have to walk less further to get from my work to my house, there's going to be
walk
less of a
further.
traffic.
What do you mean? What the fuck does
Walk
that even
not
mean?
as far. You know what I meant. Sorry, I don't
walk
know why
less
I came out
further.
like that.
Joe, do you hear this
All
kid?
right, you get my point. If
I
have
get
to
your
go
point,
home
but,
5
like-
miles right now, but in Telosa I only have to go home a block. 20,000 other people are going to have to go a block. What's to say that what's to say that I'm not going to have traffic on that route? Like,
I mean, I get what he's, I get
double
what
the
he's,
amount of people
Frank,
to go.
this is what I'm
only
talking
a
about.
block, I'm still going to have to wait for all these people.
In these cities, everyone's going to be walking. There's not going to be any cars. Everything's going to be this transportation.
That's not true.
Frank. What's
For the most
happening-
part,
what's
Frank. That's what they're
happening-
looking to do.
What's happening
No,
here?
there's just no emissions. Everything is going to be electric.
No,
So-
there's not going to be any cars, Frank. I'm telling you. Look,
That's not-
regardless, you and I don't know the correct answer. We're specialists of nothing here. But I'm just saying, in the event, most likely they're going to try to reduce carbon emission by each person. They're not going to let us drive cars in this thing. If there's no cars, they're reducing traffic accidents, speeding, shit like that. On the other
Okay, but
hand, like I was saying
even if
earlier,
everybody's walking and there is no cars, a lot of people walk in the city of Manhattan. There's still crowds of people that are like waiting for someone else to go. You're telling me that I'm
yeah,
like
but you're not going to.
15-minute walk home when everyone else is getting out of work too. If I
Okay,
stop
Frank.
at
So
the
it's not
store on my way
15 minutes.
home,
Maybe
But
it's
yo,
20
listen,
minutes. Like
in
I
Danny's
don't think it would be.
in Danny's defense, this is what it is. It sounds ridiculous to me and you because we're the type where it sounds like it's a waste of our fucking time.
Not even.
I mean?
I'm trying to think logically
Right,
about it.
but
Like,
some people, bro, just think of all the people out there that are single, traveling, doing this, doing that, want to try different things. Danny, he'll go fucking live in this,
Yeah, he
on the
would.
800th floor. Hey, bro, I'm living a new life. I don't got a car. I take a fucking train with 2,500 other people every day, to my job. I'm there in 15 minutes. Sounds great to him. A lot of people, bro, would do it. No problem. It's an easy sell. But
I don't think so. It's like I don't like exactly like you said.
it is what it is, bro. They're
Logic
trying to
thinking.
have no cars. They're trying to avoid traffic, stops, lights, accidents, emission. This is the whole point of it. It's like just a project. It's like a test thing. It's a new way of living. They're trying to make it futuristic to give it more advancement than anything you're living in today. But it's really not going to be so much different. It can't possibly be so much different than what we have today. Besides it's just like you're going to be kind of stuck in a jail, so that you're basically secluded to just
Okay, now I want to move
single,
there.
you're just this single mile long wall enclosure, no cars, you got nothing fun to do. Like what? It's just
No, there's gonna be fun
it's
stuff to
just-
do. I mean, they
it's
put all
what
kinds of different
sim
stuff.
living. That's what you're gonna be doing, and like
No,
that may
it's
be
just-
cool and all, but like
It's just more like they said it's gonna be like New York City, but with the efficiency of Japan and with the
Right,
quality of
dude.
some other town. I forget what it was, but
you ever
if
see
you
the
look
way
at
people
Japan,
live in Japan
and
bro?
Tokyo, well, that's what I was saying. Like they really
Crazy, bro.
have,
They really
crazy
live
space.
like that. Stacked.
And that's what I'm saying. It is kind of like a first glance of what they want to do here. Like it was like the
Right.
first stages in the speak. So I
it
could see that.
turns if they don't
But
do it correctly, it's
you're-
gonna turn slummy.
But if you're telling me that you have a normal apartment building that can house like 500
How are you
people,
supposed to
let's say.
make any more than the other person you work with? Everybody's working in the same area doing the
Well,
same
see,
shit.
supposedly everything about their thing is equitism, equality, and whatever. So equitism, let me actually give a little Frankopedia real quick.
Frankopedia.
Wait.
Equitism
ahead.
is their like definition of the city. It's like their like motto that they live by and whatever. It is a desperately needed socioeconomic system which in the workforce environment distributes gains within reason between employee wages and management's compensation. This system may also be used in a government to a more demographic rule of all people considered equal. So they're saying that everybody's going to be considered equal, regardless of race, regardless of this, blah, blah, blah. Because again, like that's to me, like if you have a building that hosts 500 people in an apartment building, and now all of a sudden you're saying we got a new building that's going to be able to host 1,000 of you. I don't see how that building is going to be ran more efficiently just because it has more people in it. To me, it's going to be ran less efficiently because we can't even figure out how to make things move symmetrically. Like everybody's different. Some people run on different times or this, that, like all three of us, right, may go do the same project, but all finish it at different times because one of us is slower, one of us may do something a different way. So how are you going to put all these people that do things differently that all might take different times to do the same thing? You're going to put them all in a city and just expect it to be more efficient based on the way you built
It's
it?
just,
Like, I don't see that.
honestly, to me, and I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, and Danny, it blows my mind that that you would be interested in this. It just sounds like control, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It
sounds like they're trying to get you there.
right, and
That's what
control
I'm saying.
you.
It's like, oh, look at this bright new shiny.
And look
like,
at you,
whatever.
Danny,
Come
you're
here,
like-
come here. Fall
What are you
for it.
talking about? I said nothing of the sort. I wouldn't live here.
Guys, think
I
of
wouldn't
the
live there.
positives.
Talking about how
guys. Think of the
yeah.
positives.
Yes,
guys.
exactly.
Well,
You
'cause
were
there's-
trying to
It
Think
think about
sounds
So-
great. Think about it. I don't have to travel and sit in traffic to work every day.
That wasn't me saying that at all.
Wait,
Bro,
the king
you-
of contradiction just pointed out your contradiction because that was
Right.
totally you a minute ago.
Right?
That
What are you
was
talking
totally
about,
you.
dude.
You were
Because I'm
so
telling
for
you.
this a minute ago, and you were like,
So
"Oh, it's gonna be
for
more
it.
efficient. It's gonna be this." You were so on the like positivity side of why do you
Because
think
I
it's gonna
have
be
both-
negative?
I
Why
have
do
You
you?
were
both.
subtly saying like, this
I
shit
basically
sounds
thought he would live
awesome,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
thought
I'm
he was
not
gonna
done.
be
You
I
were
have more
basically
points for
giving
this.
off the vibe of like, hey, I can't wait till this shit's done because that's where I'm going.
Danny wanted to be
Like
part
I
of Ground
told you,
Zero
bro,
with the
I
first
have two different point of
25,000.
views on it. I think that it's very positive to have a community like this, but also it's got its negative points.
Right, Danny, this
I
is
get
we're
back to my
not in
point.
fucking
I think the
we're not in
idea is
class,
positive.
bro. We don't need the pros and the cons.
Well,
And
I
what's
think
gonna
the
be in the
idea
middle
is
area?
positive.
What's in
like
the
I said
middle
before,
circle?
I think the idea is positive. I think the execution is what's gonna not. I don't.
You
I
don't even think
see
it'll
it working.
happen?
I mean, I'm not saying that it won't happen. Out of the 3 smart cities, I'm sure one of them will be like built or like maybe come to
A
fruition
lot of these
later
smart
than they
cities,
said.
they're gonna bring a lot of stuff together. All these different departments that we have, like the water and lighting, recycle, trash, electricity, phone, Wi-Fi, all that shit. Lighting and transportation departments, they're all gonna be connected together. It's gonna be one control panel. With this, they're gonna have solar panels on lights and trucks, like light posts that we have outside. Digital news is gonna be everywhere. You can get the weather, you can get weather
Digital news is
sensors,
gonna be
there'll be air
everywhere. That's so
pollution,
different.
news, time, date. I'm saying it's going to be on buildings and stuff. It's going to be going like it is in Times Square.
I was gonna say, oh, you mean like how we already have in New York City?
It's going to be more efficient for it. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to interact with you, and you're going to be able to interact with them.
I don't know. I think it just looks like the shiny new present, like how Joe was saying. I think they're just trying to like sell the new Big Mac, in a sense.
Nigeria, South Korea, India, and Malaysia already started building.
What, the line?
They started building these. No, they have their own little inner cities that they're starting to do.
And Trump started building the wall 4 years ago. Where did that end up?
Shut down.
Right?
Think about it more so like this. Think about the city that we live in now. Let's not even go so futuristic. If they start implementing antennas or smart poles, let's call them, right, into our cities now in Manhattan, it would be a little bit easier to get around. Each one of them projects like a broadband, so you can have Wi-Fi everywhere.
But why would that make it easier to get around? How would that solve traffic?
What are you talking about? I have nothing to do with traffic. I'm talking about fucking street poles.
That's getting around. You're saying it would be more easier to get around. How would that make it more easier to get around? New York City already has lights everywhere. Like, just because they don't turn on and off when you walk by them isn't going to make it more efficient. Like, that's not going to make it less clutter or things moving more smoother or whatever. Just because, like, oh, we have these new bright signs and oh, we have these new bright lights, that's not going to make any less hassle of a city.
It could save energy for the city.
Oh, it's saving energy, but again, that's not
that's go back
more energy efficient.
There are pros and cons to it. There's a lot of pros and there are a lot of cons.
I think all the
But
pros
dude,
are all for the rich people. Oh, this city's more energy efficient. Oh, we're going to be able to save more money.
They
don't
know if it's gonna work. That's why they're gonna build a portion of it, try it with a limited amount of people, see how it goes, how much control they can get out of people.
Well, yeah, because they said they want to reinvest in it. So whatever the city makes on itself, they're going to reinvest and keep growing it more.
That's
why the
first
stage is like 25,000.
Fully developed for like another 80 years. Watch, bro. And you think
I don't see it being done by 2050.
No way.
I see like
a while. I won't say it's one of those things that I say ain't gonna ever happen. I've learned nowadays when it comes to shit like this, when people want to build stuff, like you look at Dubai, bro, that fucking big, people could build shit these days. You could put shit up that's like incredible. I don't doubt that they can build it and do it, but I don't think it's going to be like,
I think you can working that the model in this process of them building a new place like this, there's going to be different opportunities and stuff. Like I mentioned, there's going to be solar panels and shit on the roofs, so you could save energy that way. There's also going to be some gardens up top, but I do think that a lot of these gardens are going to be underground.
Some gardens in the city right now, bro.
No, I'm saying they're going to have like underground food growth, like pads. And
they're going to get sun underground, bro.
Obviously, it's going to be authentic.
You can grow shit underground now, bro. You got to have the right lighting set up. So why are you making it like this is going to be some new thing? And
I'm just saying that's where they're going to be producing that's where they're going to be producing the food.
Oh, this place?
Yeah. You know.
So we keep using the word efficient, or at least I am.
I'm not using the word efficient. They're not using the word efficient.
They're not using the word efficient. They're using the word sustainable. So it's going to be a sustainable city. So yes, like in what you're saying in the sense of like energy or this and that, it's going to be sustainable, almost like Biodome. Remember the movie Biodome?
Why don't you Frankopedia what sustainable and efficient means?
Okay, so fine. Let's do sustainable first.
While you're on that, I do think that because there's going to have a lot of Wi-Fi and all this other shit that's going on, instead of like trucks and shit, they're going to have drones and robots dropping off packages and delivering shit. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Okay, so efficiency is the state or quality of being efficient, an action designed to achieve efficiency. So basically,
Can I
like,
tell you that I fucking hate when they use the word
I
in
know.
the definition? I'm like,
Me too.
motherfucker, please.
Here, wait,
I-
this is better. The technical definition says the ratio of useful work performed by a machine or in a process to the total energy expended or heat taken in. That doesn't
Okay,
sound right.
gotcha. That one makes more sense.
That did not sound right
No.
at all. All right, so basically, but to make
All
it
right, what
better,
is sustainable? What is
without
sustainable?
without saying efficient, efficiency is to make it
Can
better.
you use it
or
in
to
a
try-
sentence?
but sustainability is the ability to be maintained at a certain rate. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So like it'll be
Gotcha.
more sustainable, like meaning it will be cleaner, it'll be more energy efficient, it'll be more
Right.
like all of those things. But is it going to be more convenient? Is it going to be efficient? I don't think so.
Oh yeah, good use of the word, man.
I don't think it's going to be more efficient. I don't think it's going to be, like I said, an easier living. I think it's going to be a harder living. I think that if you're driving home from New York City right now to Staten Island and it takes you an hour to get home, and in this town, it might be half the distance, I still think it'll take you double the time
Okay,
because
bro.
you'll double the amount
No
of people to wait for.
vehicles, no cars. What do you not
Doesn't
understand?
matter, dude. You act like you never waited in a line to walk in a
For a
crowd.
subway, bro, if you need to get
Yeah.
if you need to get
Dude, when you
from
walk through the
Bowling
subway
Green
and
to-
there's 30 people trying to walk through the gate to pay with their Metro card, you don't have to wait in line to go. If you're going in an elevator in a building and there's 100 people in the lobby, you don't got to wait for 4 elevators to come down before you get to the front of it.
yeah,
So now
but,
again,
but
if that's how it
because
is
you're
in New
waiting-
York City, wait,
Bro, it's
but
gonna-
if that's how it is in New York City and you're going to double the amount of people in this lobby, but your distance is half the way. Okay, so instead of going home 5 miles and taking me an hour, I get to go home 2 miles, but double the amount of people are going to be in my way. Dude, it's going to take me just as long.
I don't think so. And I think that you're not something's not connecting here. There's no bridge.
if I got 100
No,
people
but
in
how
here,
do you
but
not
I got
understand
200 people in
Frank?
here, how do you not understand that it's going to be harder?
I
That's like
understand
saying
that.
in a 10-foot room
But
in a
they're not going to
party,
have
we had
one
50
fucking
people.
train
Now let's
car
put
taking
100
everybody.
people
It's
in the
going to be a
smaller
multiple
bathroom.
amount of vehicles moving in and out, bringing people that direction.
Oh, because that's not in every city already now. There's not a
Okay.
multiple amount of vehicles or buses or trains or fucking everything, boats, ferries. We have 17 different types of transportation in
So
the
you're
city.
saying, okay,
The bikes, like you said, scooters, bikes, motorcycles, buses, trains, ferries, fucking taxis, all these different ways, cars, all these different ways that we have to transport already. But you're saying that those floating cars are going to get people around more efficient because they're going to have more of them. Get the fuck out of here. No way. Bro, if you get 100 people in a room and you're telling me we could put 200 people in a smaller room, it's going to be harder to get those people in that room.
Is priceless. Danny's like, but the
I don't have anything to say,
Frank, the
bud.
pros.
They'll be more energy efficient. Cool. Your electric bill might be less because they got turbines. You're still going to have to wait 2 hours to get to work.
I disagree.
I know you do, but talking in physics, like in literally in
You a fucking
in
professor now?
science, bro. I'm not terrible
I
at
got you.
physics and stuff like that. I'm just
I
saying,
get
like,
what you're saying, Frank, but why do you?
it's not physically possible to say it's
It's
gonna be
happening.
more
It's gonna happen.
efficient.
This is the way it's going. So take it or leave it. There's no.
It's happening. I think that millions of people are gonna think like you and fall for the idea of like new and shiny. This is gonna be better just because it's new and shiny, and then they're all gonna get there and they're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, this is so much worse. Oh my God, I have to take 3 hours to get to work. I don't want to live here anymore. But guess what? I'm stuck here now because it took me so much money to buy this house here or so much money to invest in this new place that I came to. And now I'm stuck here. And exactly like Joe said, that's what it sounds like to me, like a prison of in the sense that they're like, come here, come here, come here, come here. And once they get you in, you're fucking trapped. You're locked in this fucking city that's a glass wall that's basically like a giant fucking fortified prison. How about this? Did you even read any
Okay,
of the
so if
laws
that's
that are
how
going
you
to be
feel,
there?
Joe, does that kind of sound like a personal choice that was recently made by Frank that he started let out on? I mean, I'm just saying, man. Do we need to talk? Should we shut the shit down real quick? Are you good?
No, not even at all. No, I get the joke, and that was good, well placed. But no, like honestly
I
feel
get
that
what
that
you're
would be
saying.
that
Look,
way.
I'm
You
not
don't get what
okay.
I'm
So
saying.
no,
Don't
no, no,
even
no.
try to
Listen,
pretend like you
let's
do.
so wait, let's flip it onto the negatives now, because this is what I really came here to do. I just want to level the playing field and give you some of the pros about it. Okay.
No, no.
Yeah, obviously it's gonna be overpopulation, bro. That's the number one thing I'm thinking about. Like you said, if they're gonna just keep piling people up, yeah, it'd be cool, would probably be efficient. There'll be less carbon infusions and shit. I don't know what the right word is for that. Carbon
Emissions.
emissions. Thank you. Frank knows what to use that word. So it would be pretty cool to live in a place like that. But yeah, like you said, they're gonna like apartment buildings right now are stuffed. And what? They're just gonna double down on it and build higher. I get it. Another thing, these Wi-Fi and smart poles, they're gonna be collecting your data. Who's gonna be protecting my data? How's it handled? Who handles it?
Just like how we've talked about like the face apps and stuff like that, that like, oh, scan your face for this, that. But when you click that okay to like the terms and conditions, nobody ever reads those. You don't know if it says that they're going to save your picture in this. When you get to a city like this, who's to say they're not going to have everything they want about you? Like, you know, exactly like you're just saying, like they're going to collect all the data from your phone. They're going to collect all this stuff. Even now, when you get a new app, it says, can this app track across? And it says, ask app not to track or
Right.
accept. Like, what is that for? Why do they need to track what you're doing on other apps and stuff like that?
Just
That's
so it
like
could
when
create algorithms. So that's about how
exactly
they
that's
promote
like when
your,
it
that's
when
when
it
you
hears
get
what you're talking about
uh,
and you go on Facebook and
and
see
you get these
what you were
ads
just
for
talking
cat
about.
food. I'm like, I don't got no cat.
Exactly. That's why they're tracking all this stuff.
So I think
And
that even in these smart cities now, everyone's got a phone. So it's either going to be digital by face or phone recognition. But I think you're going to be able to scan in to get places. There's not going to be no more cash. It's all going to be digital. In these cities, that's all it's going to be. You're
Did
going
you
to be
I
see?
can see that.
Did you see the new thing now where they have the ATM that you could pay by the palm of your hand now?
What?
no.
Yeah, so you go up to the ATM machine and it asks to scan your hand. It scans your hand. You got to put your bank card in, right? It scans your hand. It was the place that the demo was doing it was like in the store. So there was the ATM in the store. You go, you put your card in, scan your hand, right? Whatever, $25. You would go around the store, pick what you want, and then to pay, you give the lady the thing, scans your hand, and it deducts the money off, and that's it.
Did you see this video? Was this a bunch of people in like a
Pretty
Walmart?
interesting, pretty cool.
Was this like a
actually, but
Walmart-esque
I don't
type of
know.
area when the guy,
Was
is that what you're talking
you
about?
know they have this in the airport in Newark, right?
Do they? Oh, so this is a thing. Why'd
So
you
it's
look at
not-
me
I'll
like
say-
I was
Well,
like it was?
no, I was waiting to say, but so it's not with the palm, like how you said, but it's a smart store. So when you walk in, there's like literally like 100 cameras. It's like a tiny convenience store, but there's like 100 cameras in it, and it watches everything you do in the store. So you pick up your items and stuff, and when you get up to the front to go to the register, it already has your items on the register. It knows just by from what you picked up at the store. They made it so that way you can't steal from the store. Like people pick something up, pocket it, and not pay for it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I stole
they-
toothpaste the other day. I want you guys to know that. Go ahead.
There
Keep going.
are smart stores like that though, that whenever you pick up, it automatically knows, and then you just pay when you leave. Like you just put your card up in the front and like leave. So I do believe that there will be something like that, Joe. I could see them doing stuff like that, like exactly like how he said. I think in the sense of sustainability, they're going to have a lot of futuristic stuff like that to try and make it less time consuming. Like if you walk in a store and you don't have to get all your items scanned at the register, but by the time you get to the front, it already knows it and this and that, blah, blah, you could just scan your hand. Would that make it quicker? Would that make it less time? Probably. But if you still have double the amount of people doing it that way, to me, it would take just the same amount of time as being in New York at the bodega and paying in cash. You know what I mean?
So,
Like
two
10
things I
people
got
in
there.
line at the
The first
bodega
one is
waiting to
that
pay
when
in
Frank
cash.
was when Joe was talking about this thing about scanning the palm, the video I was talking about was these people got implemented by a microchip. I've seen that video. If it's the
Yeah,
one I'm
like the
talking
smart
about.
chip that's in
And
your
he
debit card.
goes to
They
the
put it in
place
their
and he
hand.
scans all his food, and then he just puts his palm up to the thing and scans the microchip. That's what I'm talking about. This digital shit. Same thing with this vaccine that they forced on us. They're gonna be like, hey, get this microchip, all your data's in there, whatever. So it's all on you, right? Your
Same thing
fingerprints,
with this,
whatever the case it may be.
vaccine they forced on us. You're gonna have to move to the city, and they'll be like, "Oh, here's your microchip."
Yeah,
I
basically.
don't want that. Well, you have to have it to live here.
Sorry, we need to know where you are at every
Unbelievable.
moment, which is brings me to my next point. There's going to be surveillance and cameras everywhere. So no, crime will go down, but at the same time, you're going to be watched all the time.
Well,
Are you
crime is
cool
going to
with
go down
that?
because people are
I'm
going to be
not.
scared of getting caught and getting punished. Because like think about it, nobody wants to go to jail, nobody wants to get a real punishment like that.
Same thing. They're
If
gonna
you're
have
worried
like
about
cameras and
a
shit on
society,
vehicles and in cabs. Nothing's gonna be
yeah,
private anymore, and the
if you're
cops are gonna be
worried
able to have
about a
access to all
society
that.
that exactly that they can watch so many more things, you're gonna be just not doing things like or bad things or whatever just because of the fear that you have. It's almost like, and I don't mean to use this reference, but I do.
Come a little close. I can't really hear you.
It's almost like in Star Wars, like when the Sith take over the galaxy and everybody's living in fear. It's the same type of thing. It's just because they know they're being watched. They know that's not. They know that there's more of a chance for them to get caught. So does that
And
mean
let's
people are
say-
actually going to be better though?
Well, let's say that you do commit a crime and you have a fine to pay, or you didn't pay your taxes, or whatever the fuck it is. I'm sure the government's going to be able to just deduct that from your bank or pay your fines, whatever it is. They're going to
Like
have, they
garnish
can freeze your
wages.
accounts. I feel like they'll be able to freeze your accounts.
Yeah, especially if everything's digital.
Everything, On top of that, okay, so here's something really cool. Have you guys ever seen Black Mirror?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Frank, to sum up Black Mirror, it's like maybe 20 episodes in like 4 or 5 seasons. Each one has a celebrity, but it has nothing to do with it. It's their actor. It's kind of like Twilight Zone, but for modern life. And it takes place basically in like United Kingdom and like in that area, Europe. We'll go with there. Really cool shit. It's like futuristic and it's got a lot of these weird like
Every
shit,
episode's
imagine if that
different.
really happens. Yeah, every episode is different. So there's a bunch of shit. There's one episode specifically called Nosedive. I think it's in season 3. It's when everybody has a digital credit score and you go around on your phone like a profile and you have like the highest score you can get is like a 5.
You rate everybody.
Yeah, and you rate everybody. You swipe up or you swipe to the side, do stars, and everybody has a digital credit score. In this, people are going to start snitching on each other to try to gain better credit so they can get more money or more food or whatever it gives you access to. Obviously, the better your score is, you'll have better percentage rates on like mortgages and loans and shit like that. The lower your score, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to get things and acquire.
So I just learned this, and I know this is kind of like a little sidebar off of what we're talking about here, but it's just to prove that I believe at that point. Did you know that in New York City now that you can get paid? So you know how
if you for idling trucks.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So like the people that double park and the trucks that be double parked and stuff because they're trying to make a delivery or whatever. If
You have
they're
to
parked
record
in a
it for
double
3
park
minutes.
spot for more than 3 minutes, and you get a video recording of them parked there for more than 3 minutes, all you have to do is go to the city website
And submit
upload
it.
the video, and for that 3-minute video, you get $84. It's like a $350 fine that they give the truck, and $84 of it goes to the person that reported the video. There was a guy on this news story that made like 40-something grand last year just from doing that. So I believe that because that's an incentive program of like, oh, if you rat these people out for doing stuff wrong, we'll give you something to benefit it. You know what I mean? So I do believe that. They've already done it in cities already. Yeah. But to me, that's effed up because like in a city like New York, I know we all hate people that double park for deliveries and that, but if you don't double park for a delivery in New York, you're never going to make a delivery. If you're on a delivery truck and you got like 30 deliveries for the day and you think you're going to be able to wait until you find a spot for every delivery, you're never going to get done.
No way.
So to me, like that's kind of effed up because like
kids editing his own shit now.
Yeah, in New York, that's been something that's been done for years. That it's like a known
dude,
thing.
That's just how it is. That's what delivery routes are. That's what they consist of. You know what you're getting yourself into.
So, like to me, the people that are recording that and do that, it's kind of effed up. But yeah, like to take back to your point now and go to that, like, do I think that people will do that? And yeah, everybody's down to rat somebody else out for their own gain in this world, which is terrible. But that's like the level of survival of the fittest that we've come to, since it's not like animals and we're not fearing for our lives. That's the type of like threat it is now. So in a city like that where it's going to be easier to be able to rat on people in a sense, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to use that to their advantage or want to use that to their advantage. Opie, hey sorry about that.
I guess. I mean, what do you? I mean, ultimately, I think that these smart cities are going to be implemented slowly but surely. I'd say within the next 150 years, that everything is going to change here. And what's crazy?
That's a realistic number.
History is going to be written. No, maybe not 2050. I'd say 150 years. They'll be up, sustainable, efficient, and running.
I think in
You
the
know,
2300s, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I think by like 2300
I
to
give it
like
that. I mean, listen,
80 years from now, I think
it's
they'll
the
be
next
like,
big
we just
phase is
started.
who's going to live there. You know, how do you
Apartments,
buy
right?
into it? Is it going to be a cash society, dude? First of all, side note,
The next generation of
U.S.
shorts,
dollar is
Danny.
dropping like a motherfucker. So, like
Dropping like a motherfucker.
the U.S. dollar,
Buy your Bitcoin.
everything is just getting booked. But anyways,
Bro, you seen the price of eggs lately?
so
I've
like, what
heard
do you
the
think? Do you think you're
dollar.
gonna have to be able to pay for a space in there? Do you own the land or the plot, or do you just own like that condo-ish area type of living home?
No, I think it'll be like here, like if you're buying a house or you're buying a condo, you like because you can buy apartments in New York City and stuff like that. I think it'll be just like that. Like you're buying your space. So like if you're buying this apartment, if you're have enough money to buy this building or whatever it is, like, but there's not going to be like suburban houses like it is here. From what it
No,
shows, like
no.
it's
I
just going
feel
to be
like
different levels of apartments. So either you're going to
yeah,
have like some sweet king apartment like you would have in Manhattan, or you're going to have like the lower level studio apartment. You know what I mean? Depending on what your income is.
do you think
But see,
there's
that's
gonna
the
be
thing
like
too. How is that going to show equality? Like they're talking about that. What was that word I used? Equitism and equality and like this and that. How is that going to show equality?
maybe they're not gonna build maybe they're
Unless they're
not gonna
not.
build penthouse. Maybe everything's gonna be penthouse.
So that's what I'm saying. So every apartment is going to
That's
be
that
exactly
shiny
the
and
same.
sparkly shit you were talking about.
So there's no level of like master bedroom suite to like regular studio apartment. They're only going to have all the same apartments. Only
I don't
one,
know.
2 to 3 bedrooms, but all modeled the same. Like I don't see that.
I don't
I
know.
just I don't think equitism is possible in
You're
a
mad
city
far
of
away.
5. I don't think that equitism is possible in a city of 5 million people. I don't. I think that it's a nice thought and that it's a nice goal. And I think that it's a nice idea. But realistically, like we've talked about this before, how many times did they cut the pizza pie? So you guys could be fighting over 2 different sides. There's 16 different sides. All of a sudden, these people are going to move into a new smart city and just everything's equal. Like the same people that are living in New York or San Francisco or
Valid
this and
point.
that are having all these racism or sexism or this and that. You're going to put people, 5 million people in a city. You're telling me there's not going to be some people from LGBTQ. There's not going to be some people that aren't from LGBTQ. There's not going to be people that have differences that are going to move into this city of equity and then all of a sudden be all treated equal. You're going to have people that are coming from New York City that are racist and go to a city and say, "Now we're all equal now. It's cool. We could have the same job. We could have the same this, blah, blah, blah." Those same people are going to be just
You make a
moving
valid
there.
point. This is what I'm saying. Is there a screening for who lives in there, or is it just first come, first serve? You know, you're right.
There
People are
can't
gonna
be
be
a
people
screening for
everywhere.
5 million people, even for
They're just
25,000 people on
they're
the
not
first
gonna
stage.
just let anybody in there though. You know,
Why they let anybody in fucking Dubai? They let anybody in New York City.
oh,
They let any, like, so what makes it any different? How are you going to screen 25,000 people to move there initially
How yeah.
based on their credit score? Okay, so how is that equitism? You know what I mean? Like, I just, I don't see
Frank
it.
with
Like,
the okay.
I don't see it. I like, again, just from the beginning, I've said this a bunch of times this episode. I see the idea, and I think the idea is great. I think that the what's his name? The guy from Walmart, I forget his name. The guy that's running this project.
I don't know the guy from
I forget.
Walmart.
I know it starts.
We're not on first name basis, you and I. Joe, you
I
know
know.
who he's talking about? Walmart
I know it starts
CEO.
with a J.
We'll
I
call him
forget what it
Jay.
is.
His name's Jay.
But I get his idea, and I get that like the goal, that what he wants to do is great. I don't think he's gonna execute it the way he wants to.
But you're not about it. You're not about it. All right. So then here we go. Let me just ask you quick. Joe, given the opportunity, would you go?
No.
Even if they said free
No.
living, free living.
Nope.
Frank, no, you wouldn't go. I'd like to visit. I don't think I'd go. I wouldn't live there. It's not for me.
I can't believe you would. Of course, you would go.
I'm an
Just say-
outlaw.
Just
No,
because you said I'd like to visit, but I wouldn't go. I think that you would visit and then be like, okay, I want to go. Like, I have no interest to even see what this city looks like. Like, put it this way.
you don't
I
even want
don't
to see
even
what
want
the
to be in
future
New
looks
York
like.
anymore. I don't even want to be in New York anymore. I don't even want to. If I ever leave New York, I don't ever want to come back and see what it looks like in 50 years from now. I don't. I have no interest to see. So
That's
for
New
me to
York.
say like
This
to
is,
move
but
to a
this is
city that's
saying
double the
in
fucking
10 years from
population,
now, you'll go visit a place that they
Nah.
were building. This is the future. You don't want to go 50 years into the future.
50 years
I'm
from
not
now,
saying,
if all the
I'm not
millions of
saying,
people are moving there, I'd
let's
rather
say
go
you move
visit the
to,
old
let's say you
abandoned
move to
LA with
fucking
all the.
Wyoming and you got to come back to New York.
Oh.
Obviously, 50 years from then, going from Wyoming to New York, it's going to be like, oh, this is what the city's become. But you
Yeah.
won't even see the beginning stages of it in these super cities
I
to then be
want
like,
to.
oh, this is what it's become, because you don't even want to give it a chance. You don't know
No,
what
I
it's
don't.
like. The future is now.
Forget that. I would have no desire to want to go see it.
Okay.
How about you,
Well,
Joe? Would you even have any desire to visit and see what it looked like?
Yeah, of course, but like, bro, it's like wanting to go visit Hawaii or going to visit fucking Turks and Caicos. I don't, it's like wanting to go and visit freaking Boston. I love their city. It's like I like seeing different places,
I
different
see. I
cities.
want to go visit every other place you just mentioned except for this place.
I'm just, again,
Like the new
I don't
invention that they
know.
had.
well,
Did you
Frank,
guys
there's
see
a
the
screening
cruise
and you're
ship
not
plane?
on it, okay?
I'm sure.
By
I
the
would.
time I'm 60,
definitely couldn't pass the psyche
I
valve.
probably won't go visit it. So, because that's when
Well,
it'll be visitable.
Did you guys hear about this plane that they're building? That's like it's like a cruise ship for the sky. It's supposed to like land once every like 7 years or something like that, and like they're supposed to be get like refueled in the sky and like all this stuff. And it's literally like a giant cruise ship that's a plane. Check it out. Look it up. They're in process of building it. It's like the whole glass ceiling or the whole ceiling is glass. It's supposed to be like a vacation in the sky. And
Well, that I will go on. So whenever
I
it's
was just
built,
gonna
you let
say
me know.
something like that. I would rather go see and explore
Yeah,
than
that's all right.
going to
And
like
you
a
can-
city like this.
I
You know
don't
what I
think
mean?
they would
You
Like,
ever
can
let that
crash,
happen.
crash and burn. And you said it lands once every 7 years. What is it, a 7-year vacation?
no, but it's like no, it's
Yo,
like
valid point, Joe.
no, it's like
7-year
planes that can
vacation?
come and
Yeah, I'm
dock
going to
up to it.
retire.
It's planes that can come and dock up to it. That
How
like,
does it stay
fill
in the
up.
air for that long?
That's what it is. Look it up. I swear to God, it's a real thing. It's
I don't think they
literally
would.
it's like
No.
it's like a yacht plane or something like that. I forget the
They
exact
wouldn't
term.
let
so
everybody
dangerous,
at the
bro.
same time find out that the earth is flat. They wouldn't let that happen.
It's gonna crash.
Danny, we're in planes now and nobody knows that. It's going to be the same height as a regular plane. It's just a matter of that
It's
it
gotta
doesn't
be higher
land
than a
because
regular
they
plane.
no, it's the same height as like regular planes. It's just like a cruise ship in the air.
Yeah, but
And
Frank, what about storms? Like, think of how bad it gets up there. It's got to adjust
that's how big
to
it
it
is.
all
No,
the
but
time.
that's
Joe's
how
got a
big
point.
it is.
I don't know,
It
man.
says it. That's they already accounted for this stuff. That it's that big that they don't have to worry about.
Where's it gonna
like
go?
it stays in the sky.
But like, does
Look
it
it
stay in
up.
one
I'm telling you.
place?
Like, look
Does
it
it
up. Don't
drop?
take
Does
my
it? Do
word
you
for it.
fly around the world?
Mr. Positivity, and I'm all about giving these cities a chance. Why don't you go look up some information instead of just questioning me like I'm the fucking inventor of it? I'm just relaying the information. I'm telling you what I saw. But I'm
This
just
sounds exactly
saying,
how you
I would
sounded
be
earlier
more
in this
inclined.
episode.
I would be more inclined to visit something like that.
All right, what am I
some,
googling?
like,
What am I googling?
look up airplane yacht, or here I'll look it up right now.
Airplane yacht? Is that what
Yeah.
you're telling me to do?
I swear to God.
www.airplane_yacht.org.
Watch. I'm looking it up right now. Boom. It's already there. It's called a
What?
yacht plane.
Are you
Ha.
kidding me?
It's called a yacht plane. An air yacht is a private aircraft, usually a flying boat, developed between the wars as a reaction and status symbol for rich businessmen. So they took this idea and then made it some like giant vacation thing.
So it's like another Elon Musk.
Basically,
So it's as if you took a
Who
yacht and put
appro-
wings on it.
Who approved this? NASA? Somebody big has to approve this. They can't just allow a flying yacht in the sky
Yeah.
for 7 years. With other shit flying in the air, fueling it and stuff like this has got to be sanctioned by someone big.
I don't even know what to Google because everything's just telling me to go to Expedia for cruise lines. I don't know. That would be interesting. I would like to
It would
to
be
check that out.
Extremely
Would you-
dangerous. Something goes
would
wrong,
you-
you're in the air. If it
That's the
crashes,
other
you're all,
thing.
you're all dead.
That's it, 100%.
All
And
of
where are
it.
you landing? Because those people are also dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna say that would probably be $1 trillion fail. I think these smart cities might prevail. I didn't mean to rhyme,
Here.
but that sounded
so it's called.
great. Send me the link, please.
I got it. I got it right here. It's called I can't even pronounce this. This is gonna be Lufthansa or something like that. It's Lufthansa.
All right, I'm gonna have to look it up. I like to read along.
Look at it.
Bro, look
Look at
at
it.
what this thing looks like on
I
the
can't
inside.
see
Oh,
because
damn
you
it,
have
I
the
can't
blur
see.
screen.
I
You guys do this
can't.
all the time.
I
Just
hate
send me the
that.
link real
I
quick.
did it to him
I
earlier.
did it like he was like, bro, look at this really cool. I was like, I can't see shit, Joe. I think that'd be really cool. I would check that out. I don't know about for 7 years, but it's like, yeah, we're going on a 4-day
I mean,
sky adventure. I'm like, yeah, I'm with it.
I just put 7 years out there just to like say whatever, but I forget how long it is. But it's something that's like astronomically long. Like it's like once a year or whatever it is, once every 5 years or whatever that this plane has to land for whatever maintenance and stuff. But it's something like
Frank said something
so
astronomically
long.
long. I was gonna be like, my dick, but I missed that opportunity. Damn.
There you go. All right, Frank, what did you Google to get on the same page as you?
I put up new plane yacht that doesn't land because I was trying to look for the one that like this specific one that I had seen, and then it said air yacht concept, and then it was like going into that. But I'm trying to look for this exact one that I saw because, dude, when I saw it like, it was like a couple months
new
ago.
plane yacht that doesn't land. I like that, Frank. I love that.
I'm telling you, I promise you.
All right, so where are you Googling now? Because I'm seeing like super yacht that's also a jet plane and a helicopter. Like, what's going on?
That's because like ever since this one here, this is what it looks like, a giant turtle. Oh no, that's the
Okay.
ship thing. That's something different.
All right.
That's something different. That's another thing I saw, bro. This is the
Regardless.
crazy part. Is hang on,
Next,
so this is what I was
next
gonna say.
episode.
Well, this is what I was gonna say, and we could leave off on this. Like the smart cities, this smart plane thing. Like they have this giant city yacht that's like shaped like a sea turtle. Like they're like exactly what you said, Danny. I do believe that.
Might
in the
not
future,
turtle enough the turtle.
I do believe that in the future it is going to be like cities that look like how we expect from the future for movies and this and that. I do see that.
Predictive program.
Will they be more sustainable? Probably. Will they be more efficient? I personally don't think so.
Okay, I like your take on it. I think that personally, it's gonna happen regardless, and I hope that it's done right because it has really good potential. But I've seen enough movies to know that human population has a lot on their plate right now. We'll just leave it at that. Joe, what's your take on it? You just don't give a fuck. You're like, okay, it's gonna happen. Whatever. I'll go visit.
It's not what I said.
What did you say?
I didn't say nothing. What's my take on it? Smart cities. I think it's been happening. I think it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. I don't think we're gonna abandon cities. I don't think there's gonna be new cities. Well, there will be new. I don't really count this line as a city, but I get why they're calling it a city because of the population and the way it's run, but it's not new. I don't know.
Well,
I just think our cities are gonna advance as thing goes on. They add shit into the city every day.
I do think it's gonna take a lot longer because, like you said, construction takes a minute. So that's not gonna
Oh
happen
yeah,
anytime
word.
soon.
Yeah, as
I'd
far
say
as time
150 years will
goes,
be self-sufficient. All right, that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see what it comes up with, though. I do hope that I do get to see it. All right. On that note, thank you all for the likes, listens, shares, and follows. We appreciate your support. Enjoy your day.